So we've taken the top route through the ventilation shaft, and we've got one more member of our support staff to meet, the best one.
Snake, this is McDonald Miller. It's been a long time.
Master, what are you doing?
It's Master Miller from Metal Gear 2.
Drill instructor, so I moved out here for some peace and quiet.
But I was told there was no McDonald's on the battlefield. Wait a minute, McDonald's? Campbell? This is all just ration.
So is Campbell just going around telling everybody about the secret mission? Everyone's just calling Snake, hey, Campbell told me about Colonel, what do you think this is?
Snake, this is your mother. Colonel told me you're out on some type of adventure and you didn't even think to tell me before you left. I'll save your rations, though.
The flora or fauna out here. My frequency is 141.80.
Ask me about my sunglasses, Snake. I wear them because in Alaska it's actually sunlight 6 months of the year. That's just one of my survival tactics. Master Miller was the one in Metal Gear 2 that taught us to combine a lighter with a can of hairspray.
That's what they do in Alaska.
It's the technique we use to start fires in Alaska.
I moved the DARPA chief to the cell in the first floor basement.
What about the vent shaft cleaning?
They just opened the vent covers. They're about to start spraying for rats.
They're about to start spraying sulfuric acid to start dealing with the
Check those
rats.
covers as soon as they're done spraying.
Hope you brought your chocolate.
Also keep your eye on that woman in the cell. Don't get careless now.
Woman in the cell.
Yes, that's what I said. Woman in the cell.
Did something happen?
There's an intruder.
Really?
He's already done 3 people.
He's killed 3 people?
Yeah.
Does that
See,
count
he's
change
stealth.
depending on how many you've killed?
Stealth.
They're not talking about Snake.
There's
Oh.
an intruder besides me.
Stealth? There's an intruder besides
I want you
me?
to increase the security
If somebody's
detail on the
using
chief.
stealth, they can't be talking about me. They never actually clean the vent shafts. They never clean them, they never spray, and they never cap them off again. Probably because Snake is going to go around and kill them all.
What if you killed exactly 3 people? Does the Snake think that they're just talking about him, or what?
For the longest time, I got confused by that conversation and thought they were talking about Snake, and I thought that it was adaptive to how many people you've killed, but no.
Oh.
I really like that you can walk around in this. They make you walk around in the vent shaft first to get like a lay of the building, and you can look through all the ventilation covers to see different rooms that you can't access yet. It gives like a cohesive feel to Shadow Moses Island.
Oh, like, it's all one place, it's not a bunch of separate rooms.
It also really contributes to the atmosphere of like this abandoned, cold, former nuclear weapon disposal site of all the office building.
Did you just pass over a hole?
Yeah. Well, it's smaller than Snake. That's actually where we're supposed to drop down. But be careful, there's a camera that can't see you no matter what point you drop down at.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
because it actually loads a new area, so you're fine. Don't worry.
Use the
There's-
elevator to change floors. There should be
There's a
cargo
ladder to
elevator
the
be taken down
ventilation.
somewhere
What?
down there.
Well, yeah, they're about to start spraying for rats. How you think they're gonna reach you without a ladder?
That ladder is fixed to the wall. It's like it's.
Well, hello, safety first. I don't want the ladder to fall over while I'm spraying for rats.
It was built into access. What?
So this is the tank hangar. You can see this is where they assemble tanks.
Oh,
I
2
really
parts
didn't-
of it.
I really didn't know that tanks just popped off like that, like Mr. Potato Heads. You can actually switch it for a different module if you want. It's the PC of battle equipment. So this is really important. This is a room that's closed off by a level 4 door. But right now, it's actually broken, so we have a chance to come in here and get the item way early. If you go on to the next plot point, it'll be locked until you get the level 4 card. It's the thermal goggle.
Is it of any use until that point?
Yes, actually. But not for a while. The whole point of the thermal goggle is it makes snake, enemies, and items glow bright red, and everything else glow a dull red.
Items too?
Yeah, anything important that you need to see, like cameras even.
Those poorly cooled cameras.
Well, it's Alaska. If they don't give off enough heat, they're going to freeze up, and they won't be able to slowly pan back and forth. Luckily, the tanks in this game are unmanned.
Or else they would also have a cone of vision.
They would also have a huge cone of vision, right? They would slowly pan back and forth in the tank hangar. So the guard said that the DARPA chief was being held on the first floor basement, which I can only assume is the 132nd floor. Oh no! A holdover from Metal Gear 1.
Enter the room on the left.
The basement is filled with pitfalls. Well, to be fair, they didn't tell us to go here. Colonel Campbell actually told us the exact opposite. Don't go here.
So is this how you get to basement floor 3? I'm guessing you can only open that door with a grenade?
Yes, that's exactly what it means.
Oh, okay.
This should cause an alert, in my opinion. Breaking the law. Like, Snake is just Dennis the Menace, really. All grown up. That's the door for all the celebrity guests of Shadow Moses. That's where they hide the famous people. So here in the armory, we've got a variety of rooms that are locked by a variety of different key cards. So we'll be coming here several times later on for new weapons and equipment. Right now, the only thing we can get is more ammo for our SOCOM, because they didn't even bother to lock that out. They know that even the scrub tier infiltrators will have that already.
Radar. It's picking up the DARPA chief. He's the green dot. Hurry and rescue him.
That's not a dot.
He's one of those green dots, Snake. Look. It's the DARPA chief. We actually elected a sack of potatoes as the DARPA chief. Hello? I'm here to save you.
Is the DARPA chief something you elect?
I put in my ballot for the chief of DARPA. So this is a callback to Metal Gear 2, where Dr. Petrovich was wearing a transmitter that had a green dot that showed up on the radar. But there's actually no way to access him, so Snake's gonna have to move along. Oh. Once again, Snake lucks out by the base having a rat problem.
But weren't they gonna spray?
Maybe they were talking like in the mafioso sense, of they're about to spray for rats with winks in between. They're actually going to be killing snitches.
Is that a woman? Not him.
Snake with the conductive reasoning. So that's the woman in the cell. Actually, I think there was a vent that we missed right before I went up the ladder. There was a vent on the ground floor.
There was. It had a ration in it.
Yeah, so maybe we could find a way to enter the woman in the cell.
I don't know if that's Snake or the ventilation squeaking. Or is that the rat problem?
Yes, it's snake squeaking.
Well, I don't know. The ventilation seems to not be made out of squeaky sand, so...
Oh. Actually, we can't, but we did refill our health. Well, I'm stumped. Oh, it's probably the way that we didn't turn before.
The squeaking?
That's his rubber suit colliding with itself. It's the cell. The office workplace that confines my soul.
If only you had some pliers, I guess.
If only I could use weapons while in intrusion mode, I could throw a grenade and blow the cover off. Oh.
Ugh, kinda damn cold. I hate Alaska. Boy, oh boy, that woman is built alright.
Built like a giant toilet. That's Johnny Sasaki. He's based off the Kojima Productions environment artist Hideki Sasaki. He's kind of like the butt of all the Office jokes, so they named a character after him. A character famous for using the toilet with his pants on. Actually, I think Hideki might just spend a lot of time pretending to use the bathroom, so that was a joke at him. Just going around and sitting on the toilet thinking about women. Oh. Her abs are strong enough now she's actually going to do push-ups.
One-handed push-ups.
Wow, she's tougher than me.
Wow, she's built alright.
Oh, that's what he meant by built. And if you spin around in place long enough, she'll actually start doing different exercises.
Why?
Gotta work my toots here, stretching them out. And here's a little tip I heard on the playground. If you spin around in place 15 times in a row, you can see her do those exercises with no pants on.
I thought that was a joke.
It is. The joke's on me for having to show this off in my video. The truth of the matter is, it's not based on spinning. It's every time you enter and exit the ventilation system, she'll be doing a different exercise. That's why it takes a very long time if you want to get to the panty shots. And who doesn't? Who doesn't want to crawl for 13 minutes to see this?
Look at those polygons. Look how they're built.
Actually, I'm pretty sure her butt is just one polygon. It's just a square with a texture on it. This woman is built.
Snake, the
Please.
DARPA chief's signal is coming through.
Please stop looking.
Isn't there some place to drop down? Take a look around in first-person view
Focus,
mode.
Snake. Oh.
So can the people back there see what Snake's seeing? Is that how they know that Snake's in the ventilation thing?
I think they can just monitor his soliton radar. So he did have the ability to take grates
I'm
off.
here to save you. You're the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, right?
You here to save me, huh?
Save me from this horrible tie.
I'm the pawn they sent here to save your worthless butt.
Really?
You think my butt is worthless?
It's true.
It's only one polygon.
The guard said I was built.
You don't look like one of them.
You look exactly like one of them.
Hurry up and get me out.
They had a whole conversation about that.
Don't worry. First, I want some information about the terrorists.
The terrorists?
Do they really have the ability to launch a nuke?
What are you talking about?
Look how sassy Snake is.
White House. Don't accede to their demands.
That tie is stapled onto his shirt.
It's the evolution of the clip-on tie, Snake. I sewed it onto my shirt. There was a cold draft in here. It's Alaska, so I taped this tie to cover up the seam in my shirt.
I thought this place
These walls are really thin.
They're actually like 4 feet of concrete.
What I'm about to tell you is classified information.
Use this exercise as raw data.
We're conducting exercises with a new type of experimental weapon. A weapon that will change the world.
What?
A chaff grenade.
With the ability to launch a nuclear attack from any place on the face of the Earth. A nuclear-equipped walking battle tank.
God damn it! Every time!
Metal Gear. It can't be.
You knew?
Actually, it kind of has to be. That's kind of the point.
How did you know that?
How did you not know that he would know that?
So that's the reason you were here at this disposal site?
Why else would I come to a godforsaken place like this?
The local flora and fauna.
I had heard the Metal Gear project.
I don't know if I pointed this out, but the parentheses on the
George Bird?
Yeah, those are the voice actor. So George Bird is actually a pseudonym. The person who's voicing Donald Anderson is Greg Eagles. That's not a joke. So tell me, which order do I have to blow up the feet this time?
For the revolution.
Revolution?
Rex has fallen into the hands of terrorists.
Rex?
Metal Gear Rex. The code name for the new Metal Gear prototype.
It was the era of Jurassic Park and dinosaurs were cool again. The 90s.
They plan to use with Rex. They're all experienced in handling and equipping weapons.
Hey! Shut up in there!
What?
I thought that all nuclear warheads were equipped with safety.
This is a really lenient cell.
Detonation.
You can just hand wave away the guards.
Oh, you mean PAL? Yes, of course. There is a PAL.
We call it the buddy
Set up
system,
so that
Snake.
you need to input 2 different passwords in order to launch the device.
There are 2 passwords?
Yes, Baker knows one, and I know one.
Baker, the president of Arms Tech.
They'd never suspect the company Arms Tech of making a robot with legs.
Each of us needs to
It's the
input
perfect
one
plan.
password, or there can be no launch. But they found out my password.
I even put 01 at the end of it.
Psycho Mantis can read people's minds. You can't resist.
Psycho Mantis.
One of the members of Foxhound. He has psychic powers.
This is bad.
This is horribly written.
Just a matter of time before they get big.
Look at that tattoo. That tattoo is the Foxhound logo from Metal Gear 2.
Baker's password.
I hope foil hat's a item you get in this game.
Snake took a lick at your B1 rations. The sandwich is wrapped in tin foil. You can use that to...
They were designed by Arms Tech, the system developers, as an emergency override.
You remember in Police Knots there was the character Meryl Silverberg, the redhead with the...
Yeah, the woman who's not the burger guy.
Yeah. She also had that same tattoo of the Foxhound logo from Metal Gear 2. And her name is also Meryl Silverberg.
Grr.
Silverberg.
Baker should have them. Listen, you need 3 card keys. There are 3 different slots to put them in. You need to insert a card into each one of them.
Okay, 3 card keys.
But we've already seen a level 4 card key door.
Be keeping Baker.
Somewhere in the 2nd floor basement.
2nd floor basement.
That sounds like a trap. I fell into a
The
pit
guards
there.
say they moved him to an area that has a lot of electronic jamming.
Any other clues?
Yes, they cemented over the entrances, but didn't have enough time to paint them.
They had time to mix cement, pour it, and let it dry, but not enough time to paint?
Maybe they were off doing other things after.
I went to that room. They were just walking around.
It'll open any level 1 security door. It's called a pan card. It works together
You're the
with
DARPA chief and you only have level 1 security clearance? You're the chief of DARPA?
transmits data using the salts in your body as the transmission medium. As you approach the door's security devices, they'll read the data stored in the card.
And the doors will open automatically. Gotcha.
They actually explained the science fiction behind why the doors open by themselves.
Wait a minute.
What is it?
You haven't heard any other way to disarm the PAL, have you? From your bosses or anyone?
No.
Are you sure you haven't heard anything?
I just said no.
So does the White House plan to give in to the terrorist demands?
That's their problem. It has nothing to do with my orders.
But what about the Pentagon?
Pentagon? What is it?
It's a 5-sided shape, but that's not important right now. So the guard told him to shut up in there when they were having a pleasant conversation, but when he's yelling about a heart attack?
I guess the guard laughed.
Yeah, maybe. I actually know that he didn't. Is this the electronic jamming he was talking about?
Is that what happens when you rescue a hostage?
Rank up.
Naomi, the chief. What happened?
I don't know. It looked like a heart attack, but...
A heart attack?
No, that man was heartless.
Colonel, are you hiding something from me?
So that heart attack, I'm guessing Psycho Mantis shapes were to trigger. It's because he said Pentagon.
The highest security clearance to get access to the complete file. You want me to believe that you're in charge of this op, but you don't have complete access to the file? I told you, the Secretary of Defense is in operational control. I'm just here as your support. Snake, we don't have time to debate. Get out of there.
I see Snake's a little less trusting of his commanders. Colonel.
He's only been betrayed how many times?
Twice?
He's 2 for 2? You expect me to believe you're a big boss, but you don't have complete access to the file? So in every one of Snake's adventures, he's had to initially rescue a hostage with a transmitter, and this is the first time it actually turned out to be that person, and not a trap. But then he just dies anyway.